Hello, welcome to the video on other angle relationships in circles. This is our fourth example set D. And I'm going to go ahead and assume, and I hate to do that, but I'm going to do it in this case. I'm going to assume that you've watched a lesson and you've figured out how to do the problems in the previous example sets. Because if you have, you absolutely will understand how I'm going to solve these problems here. Okay, so there shouldn't be any questions at all because it's really going to be more of the same, okay, more practice. So, if you haven't done those things and you start getting lost, you might want to just say, okay, let me go back and really work on those previous problems. But let's get right to it. So we're asked to solve for the variable, and we notice that we have two tangents forming an angle, okay? Two tangents on this particular circle is forming this angle right here, 70. But we have that formula that says this angle 70 is equal to the difference 1/2 the difference of these intercepted arcs. Okay, so this arc here and this arc here, we take the difference of those two arcs divided by 2, and we're going to get 70. So as we did with the previous problems, if we want to solve this, solve for this variable, we want to solve for the variable, we need to solve an equation. So 70, all right, this angle right there must be equal to 1/2 the difference of the intercepted arcs. So that would be 8x minus 12. That's one intercepted arc minus the other, okay, i.e. the difference. That's 2x. So now we have a nice algebra equation, which I know you're super thrilled to solve. And this should be a piece of cake. Now, if you struggle with solving this algebra equation, then of course you should look at it as good news because one, you specifically kind of identified, where you're weak in. Okay, if you can't fix it if you don't know what's broken, that kind of thing. So if you're struggling with solving equations, it's simply not going to go away. You really got to go back and do as much review as you need to really get this down. But let's go ahead and actually solve for x. So this would be 70 equals 1/2 times, let me go ahead and combine like terms here. So this would be 6x minus 12. Okay, so at this point in time, instead of distributing this 1/2, which you could do, I'm going to just simply go ahead and multiply both sides of the equation by 2. Okay, so if you distributed this 1/2 to make this into 3x minus 6, that's fine. You'll get the exact same answer. Okay, I just like to get rid of these fractions early on. So this would be 140 equals 6x minus 12. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add 12 to both sides of the equation. So I'm going to get 152 equals 6x. And now when I divide both sides of the equation by 6, I'm going to get x is equal to 25.3 or so. Okay, and there you go. All right, more of the same. Like I said, this hopefully isn't the first time you've seen me work through these problems. Right? If you know the formula, if you know the theorem, okay, to how to find an angle formed by two tangents in this case, and it's the same formula that we use with a secant and a tangent and two secants, and you know how to set up an equation and solve it, then these problems are pretty easy. So let's go and take a look at our last problem. Okay, so once again, just more of the same. So here I have a secant and a tangent, all right, but it's still the same formula as that previous problem. So I have to look at the intercepted arc. So that would be one intercepted arc, and here we have the other. Okay, so x, this outside angle, is going to be equal to 1/2 the difference of those intercepted arcs. So that would be 4x minus 5 minus 85. Okay, there's that other intercepted arc. So I'm going to go and write that a little bit better. Okay, so now let's go ahead and solve for x. So this would be x is equal to, let's see here, 1/2 times 4x minus 90. Okay, so I'm going to go and multiply both sides of the equation by 1/2, or excuse me, by 2, right, just to get rid of that fraction. So now I get 2x is equal to 4x minus 90. So now I want to go ahead and subtract 4x from both sides of the equation. And I'm going to get negative 2x is equal to negative 90. And when I divide both sides of the equation by negative 2, I get x is equal to 45. All right, so if you took a different path, but you got the same solution, is what matters. And by the way, another thing I want to stress here is show your work, show your steps, okay? And neatness counts. So if you're not showing your work and you're not being neat, then you're just inviting problems. Okay, so hopefully this is all making sense to you. And if you're saying, yeah, piece of cake, I got it, then you should feel really good because these are skills that are going to, be tested, especially in those standardized tests. I keep bringing them up, SAT and ACT. For those of you that are college bound, you're going to have to get through those tests. So this is important stuff for you, okay? So you definitely want to take it serious. Okay, so keep working hard. We'll see you soon.